Okay, this pork shoulder, we call it in Spanish pernil. We're gonna do it on top of the stove. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to clean this very good, and I'm going to season it. So I'm gonna make some holes with a knife. That way when you put your seasoning, it's gonna go through and it's gonna have more flavor. Now I'm going to do the seasoning. This is the pilon. We call them pilon or pesto mortar, something like that. So I'm going to shred it, the garlic, and I put in fresh garlic. My pork shoulder is about 7 pounds, so I'm gonna add 7 garlic, but that's to your taste. You can add a little bit more if you like it, or depending on the pounds, you're gonna add 1 garlic per pound. So I'm gonna make a paste out of the garlic, and I'm gonna start 2, and I'm gonna be adding more. And if you had trouble doing that, you can add salt. And if you don't have the pesto and moro, you can use a garlic paste if you want. So here is my garlic. I'm gonna put some onion powder, and I'm just gonna sprinkle that on top of the pork shoulder. I just cut the skin a little bit, that way I can go through to the meat. I'm gonna use some oregano, dry oregano. Some black pepper. Some parsley. And I'm gonna add my fresh garlic. And if you don't want to use fresh garlic, you also can add some garlic powder. And I'm using here seasoning salt from Larry's brand name. You can use some adobo, or you can either use some salt, and you have to add a lot of this. That way your pork shoulder can have some flavor. Okay, now I'm gonna put the pork shoulder on my pernil in the refrigerator, and I'm gonna leave it overnight, and then I'm gonna cook this the next day. You can even leave it 2 days, 3 days. The more days you left it in the refrigerator, the more flavor it's gonna have. So we're gonna leave it in there, and we're gonna cook it the next morning or the next day. Okay, good afternoon. It's the next day, and now I'm ready to cook my pork shoulder. So if you don't have no oven, or you want to do something different, that's another way to cook your pork shoulder for your holidays. And it's very, very tender and very, very delicious. I'm gonna start by using, we call that Caldero. It's an aluminum pot. And then this is optional. I have onion and I have pepper. So you don't have to add them in there if you don't want to, or you don't have it, you don't have to add them, but I'm going to add them just for extra flavor. So I cut it in slices, and now I put my saucepan or my caldero in medium high or medium heat, and I'm going to put a little bit oil, because I'm going to saute my vegetable for 2 to 3 minutes, stirring constantly. You're going to saute this, and after it's done, you're going to remove them from the pot, and then I'm going to guide you, and I'm going to tell you what else you're going to do, or what you're going to do next. Now I'm gonna add more oil to the pot, and then I'm going to add my pork shoulder, my pernil. I'm gonna cook it for 1 to 2 minutes for one side. And then I'm gonna flip them the other side. I'm gonna add 2 cups of water. And then I'm gonna add my peppers and my onions. I'm gonna add 2 bay leaf. And I'm gonna add a sazon con culantro y achiote. And if you don't want to use sazon because the MSG, you can add some paprika, and that's optional. Now I'm gonna let them come to a boil. When the water is boiling, I'm gonna lower the heat to medium, and then I'm gonna cover it, and then I'm gonna cook it. That's depending on the pounds of your pork shoulder. I'm gonna let them cook for approximately 3 hours in medium low, and I have a electric stove, so I'm gonna put it in number 3 when the water start boiling. Now I let my pork shoulder cook for 3 hours, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to shred it. I'm gonna taste it first. If you think your pork shoulder need more salt, you can add it to the water, and then when you shred it, you can put it back in the pot with the water, because it's gonna have all the flavor. The water will have all the flavor in there. Either one, you can make a gravy out of the water, or you can just put the mojo, or we call it the mojo, on top of your pork shoulder. I have some of the pork cut off in there. Here is the juice. And I'm gonna, of course, pour everything back in the pot with the juice to keep them moist. And here is the final result. I'm gonna serve this with my yellow rice and some plantains. And it's very, very good, and it's very easy to make. I hope you guys like this video. Thank you.